round, dink. No, not that way round. That way round. The other way round. Oh, that way round. Okay. Hi, good afternoon. And we are about to do some facial reflexology. And I'm waiting for a friend of mine to turn up to help me with this. This is a new one for me. Excuse me, I'm just going to put my glasses on because I'm not used to doing this without my glasses on because I'm not able to see. Right, okay. Okay, so let's do it there. Accept. Oh, this is a new one for me. Usually it's the other way around. Usually I find myself on someone else's video. Hello.
Yes.
Oh, hi. This is
very different from the last time. Isn't it funny? Because we tried twice and you couldn't get in. They kept kicking you out. So obviously you're going to be in the hot seat today. So you are. I love the view, by the way. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes, I had my friend do it yesterday for me. She's been meaning to do it for ages. And I said, oh, just do it curly this time. And she said, it will not stay. I said, no, I want it curly. That's what I want. I want it nice and fun and funky and, you know.
And light.
So yeah. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
So,
and it's lasted. Well, it's lasted till today anyway. Yeah.
I thought to myself, this my mum used to do this for me when I was a child, like this.
Yeah.
I used to love it. I thought to myself, maybe I'm supposed to be a bit more like this in the future. Maybe I'm not supposed to be straight. I'm supposed to do this a bit more.
Well, it's all about having fun. So it is. And, you know, that's in the world that we're living in, if we need to be creating, you know, even within ourselves, like, you know, I work with more sparkly top, you get your hair done, you know, and bringing the bounce back in. And it's about bringing the fun and the lightness back into our lives again, you know, and just letting go then of what works and what doesn't work, which is really, really interesting, you know, because we all go through situations in our lives where we want to leave something, and it's because I'm trying to leave a group at the moment, and it's funny the way that, you know, what you have to do to maintain your space and say no, this isn't working, and you need to listen to me, and I'm done. And you know, so it's a very interesting one for me. But I also find, okay, you're going to have to read it because it's back to front for me.
Crazy unicorn lady.
That's it. Crazy unicorn lady. Yeah. So I mean, we know we've got to the stage in our lives. We know what works and what doesn't work for us, and we know what works. That organic is better than pushed. Yes. So power is better than force. And I think it's a lesson that may be reflected in a lot of people's lives where they're being told and forced into, or they feel they are, into a certain situation, and what that situation is actually, because it's what we learn from it, you know, the ability of to know what works and what doesn't work, but keeping our boundaries in place. So it's like, because when your boundaries come up for testing, it's probably going to be tested a few times in a few different ways. So it is. And you just keep saying no, just in different ways.
Yeah. Well, I must say, I've been trained in EFT for over 20 years, and I used to do EFT regular as clockwork, and it worked absolute marvel. The amount of changes happened to me in doing all of everything else I do, and then adding the EFT on, and then all of a sudden finding myself in a very sort of vulnerable way in business and in myself. My shadow self kept coming up saying it needs to be released to certain energies that have been stored and blocked and suppressed, and I'm thinking, oh my God, here we go again. And then, as you do, the universe always puts in front of you something that's relevant that you're supposed to know about or do or participate in.
Yeah.
Went onto YouTube to listen to somebody I listened to for a long time, and they put in front of me somebody I used to do EFT tapping with years ago, absolutely years ago, and they put her in front of me again 3 weeks ago, and I started to tap merrily.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, I'm thinking, oh, it's fine. I've done this before. I've had no issues. It will just sail through, you know, it'll be fine. Oh, no, 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 not this time. I had the healing crisis of the mother.
The mother of all. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
I was absolutely, completely useless to anybody, including myself. My
Yeah.
shadow self was offloading so much baggage that I've been holding on to. Well,
Yeah.
not only this lifetime, other lifetimes, my
Yeah.
ancestral, my past lives,
Yeah.
and also habits, belief system, programs, all on one day.
Yeah.
So Tuesday was
Yeah.
complete out. I was
Yeah.
completely out of it. And I was crying the whole day. I mean, I woke up yesterday morning with a very sore stomach and solar plexus and
Yeah.
my sacral chakra. I felt as though it had gone through the mill and back. And I
Yeah.
thought, my goodness me, this is what this is about. You're not supposed
Yeah.
to be holding on to all of this stuff. There
Yeah.
is a word for it, but I don't say it. But I thought to myself, I'm not holding on to this anymore. This is
Yeah.
not me. And I've changed. Well, you've seen me change. And I
Yeah.
thought, I have to let this go. My husband didn't have a clue what to do with me because he came
Yeah.
home and this blathering idiot sitting there crying away, knitting away. And he said to me, "You look like a witch." I said, "Well, thank you."
I'm reverting to my true self then, says you.
I was knitting my sock, you see, and I'm thinking, I love knitting. I was crying the whole time. I was not able to stop. And this time round, in the past, I've always, Marie, stopped myself. I've come to a point where I think, no, stop now. I've done enough crying, done enough sobbing. I'm not doing any more.
Yeah.
And this time round, I was not given that option. I had to do it. I had to go through the whole procedure of letting go.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my God. I thought, just let it do. Just let it be. And I woke up yesterday morning at something like, this is my usual time, 4:44, journaled heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps of stuff that came up. And then the revelations of things I thought I had dealt with,
Yeah.
had come up again. This time round, they had gone.
Yeah.
They'd gone completely.
And isn't it interesting as well, Felicia, because the thing about it is that you think that because we're here talking about all of these things that we have it, but we go through our own healing, we go through our own issues that are coming up, and everybody is, if they embrace this path, everybody, this is stuff that's going to come up for everybody. So it is in some form of another, and it's just giving ourselves that permission to to deal with it, and that we don't actually have to be holding on to it. And I think that's why we both love the EFT, because it's working on the body. So your mind and your spirit, you can get in harmony, but sometimes it takes a while for your body to actually catch up, for all three to do. So that your body has to release as well. We have a lifetime of memories that we have stored within us. And not only that, but we've lifetimes of memories of those that have gone behind us. But we wouldn't be here if this wasn't part of what it is in clearing for ourselves.
The amount of EFT I've been doing, it's got this on my forehead.
Yeah. There you go. So today what we're going to do is, we've done CAM, and we've done the we did back support, back support, so as in back pain. We did both of those. So today what it is we're going to talk about is headaches. Yeah, are you okay with that, or is there something else that came up for you too? Yeah.
Always headaches, definitely headaches, because there's a lot of people around at the moment having a lot of issues with their head.
Yeah.
It's coming up with headaches, although it's not headaches on the physical side. That's what I've been told by guides. It's coming out that there's so much going on at the moment in the head that people are think they have headaches, but it is more than that. But by doing these particular points, because they're very deep, And because they're on the face, if you were to do these particular points relative on the feet or the hands, it would take probably a lot longer to reach the head or the rest of the body. If you do it on the face, it's
when you're actually doing it in the head.
The neurological side of the body receives it straight away, which is great.
Can I just add something there that has come to me that we need to be doing as well? Felicia, after we finished the series we're doing, is actually to work on the chakra points.
Yes.
That came to me, particularly because a lot of people are holding, okay, they're holding in their head, but they're also holding in their solar plexus and their sacral, and also to help them grounded, so that we will do a series of we'll go through, and I'm getting goosebumps now, so I know it's very relevant. So we're going to go through whether we start from bottom to top or top to bottom, but when we finish the series, that's what we're going to go into. That'll bring us up to Christmas time. Yes!
That matches exactly what came to me. That's exactly what came to me when I was doing the EFT for myself. And that's probably what came up for me for the healing courses, was actually clearing out my root chakra and sacral chakra. And obviously my solar plexus, because although we are going into the 12 chakras, which I'm grounded into, and I'm actually sort of immersed into, sort of thing, I still have to clear out the third dimensional chakras, which people are not doing. By doing the EFT, I was discovering stuff that I still was holding on to from my old paradigm and belief patterns and programming from my parents. I'm still holding on to them, and also from my grandparents and their grandparents. I'm thinking, oh, I thought I'd cleared all of this out by going into my 12 chakras. And people say, no, you haven't. You've got to still get rid of them. I'm thinking, who's going to believe me that I'm doing all of this? There's other people out there doing all this ascension work, and there's little old me. No, excuse me. There is me saying all of this. And I've actually spoken to a couple of my clients, a couple of friends about this. And I did a yoga session with a friend of mine on Friday, and we did the moon salutation whole process, and it was all about grounding. Oh my word, I laughed at myself because I fell over on one of the poses. It was the most difficult pose to in actual fact do, and I've never done it before. The other ones I have done in the past, but this one I've not done before. So of course doing it, or go to the approach to do it, I actually fell over, and for the first time ever I actually laughed at my own falling over.
You have to.
And I like fun, which is what it's all about. But I think it's a combination between doing my yoga that I've been doing for over a year now with a friend, plus my own EFT, which I've gone back into doing, plus the facial reflexology, and everything, all the healing we're doing is having such impact on clearing stuff out. And we were ever doing it. It's no good saying to people, as you well know, well, I've done some self-healing, I don't need to do anymore. Well, that is not actually how it works. It's an ongoing event. You cannot just say, oh, I've done some healing today on myself, I don't have to do it the rest of the week. No. That's it. I'm done.
Yes. I've ascended. Whatever.
Oh, Lord. I do this. I do facial reflexology for myself. I work with my crystals. I meditate. I do yoga. I go out in nature, I hug trees, I talk to animals, I talk to birds. People around where I live think I'm completely batty. I don't give a monkeys, to be honest. I've done this. I'm not going to change myself now. But on the whole, I have learned that vulnerability is, in a way, good.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally. We need to go there. Yeah, we need to go there. And nobody's strong 100% of the time. You know, there are times when we're actually stronger than others. There's times when we're in alignment, more in alignment than we are with others. There's times when the energy affects us. There's times when, you know, people we meet affect us. So all of these things, and it's just about you becoming like your own, you know, we have our own sat navs within us. So it's about learning to navigate, you know, to tap into your sat nav and go and say, okay, I need to go around this person rather than go, you know, rather than experiences their download. But anyway, we need to start. So today is all about headaches. So So
This is
I'm just taking
this is
glasses
the
off.
basic. This is
Yeah,
a
this is
basic
the basic.
formula.
Yeah,
There are about 6 or 7 different sequences for headaches, depending where the headaches are. But
yeah,
I've been informed by my guide to do the basic sequence to take
yeah,
everyone through. And
yeah.
what we're going to do, same as we've done before, Marie, we're going to go to do the relaxation first,
Sure.
then the headache ones, and then go back to the
Back to
relaxation. So it's like a
relaxation.
sandwich.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Now,
Okay.
I'll prepare my face for my landscape we're working on.
Relax. Right, okay, we're going to do this one
Yeah,
first.
yeah,
So this is the lovely point where we go for the clearing your gallbladder out and the bile duct. It's also very good for the brain. Now, the gallbladder, remember, is only on the right-hand side. So
yeah,
this is what you're doing. And this is also clearing out it's clearing out all the fuzzy and all of the pent-up energies in your head.
yeah.
Too much chatter in your head.
It's allowing you to drain. Yeah,
And this side on the left is related to your spleen.
yeah.
So it's clearing that out, giving some free passage of energy. Then we're going to do 34.
Yeah, here. The center, the sore spot in the center of your eyebrow, just rubbing it backwards and forwards. Yeah.
This one is to do, it helps the shoulders near the shoulders that are near the neck, in other words, or the cervical spine. And it's also good for feet as well, because if you put the actual body on the feet, on the face, in other words, this is, if you turn it upside down as well, you would actually be related to feet and also hands as well.
Yeah, and you might find that these spots will be sore.
Yeah.
Some, and maybe one side may be sore than the other, and that's fairly normal, so it is.
And then center point.
So this be your third eye.
Third eye, pineal gland,
Pineal
pituitary
gland.
gland.
Yeah.
It also is also very good for relieving the because it's the olfactory nerve at the top of the nose.
Oh, okay.
Smelling. It also helps people if they've got a reduced amount of smell. They cannot smell very well. This actually reactivates it again. And we do 0. Yeah, that point there.
Yeah. And we can do this, don't overwork this, just do this slowly and this
is your solar plexus. And this is solar plexus. It's also actually on the spine as well, because the spine goes down the side to the hairline at the side. This is the stomach. If you've got any problems, like you really are tight in your stomach and you feel as though you weren't able to release it, if you do this point over and over again for about probably half an hour, your actual stomach starts relaxing, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to shut the door because someone's just come in. 1 moment. Bye, see you later. Okay. Pleasure of seeing my pot plant. No, it's replaced me. Right, now we're going to do the side of the nose.
Yeah.
Well, the ones who've been obviously following us so far, remember this on one of the sequences for the immune system. This is your lungs.
Okay.
It's also related to your liver, your head, stomach, and your trigeminal nerve, because the nose is actually the spine.
Yeah.
And if you've got sinus, this is excellent for sinus.
She knows again.
If your nose starts itching, or you cough, or you sneeze, or you yawn, it is a very good sign that all these points are actually working their magic on you. But most people have their end of their noses itch. So I'm going to go back to 26, which is in the middle. So it's pineal glands, cervical vertebra, and so it's neck on the axis between the top of the spine going into the head. Pineal gland, clearing it out. It's also on the master pituitary gland of the endocrine system, governs the hormones. Then you got where you are there, you go up slightly.
Yeah.
And you do that point. This one is actually for opening the third eye up in a very safe way. And again, this is very good for the cervical, anything in the neck area, it relieves the neck. And you go back to that point there, which again is relieving the shoulders. As Marie pointed out, this point, the amount of people I see is clients who've got the whole of their eyebrows are like tight boulders. If you were to do this on a regular basis, it will not only release and relax your eyebrows, it will also relax your shoulders at the same time.
Yeah.
Relief and release. Some people have actually said it will, well, it has also been known to actually, in fact, help the armies now as well. And then you go back to under one the forehead.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah.
So although you've got a headache, you see, it may not relatively be your head that's the root cause.
Yeah.
It can be any number of other things that are going on in your body that's giving signals through your nervous system. And sometimes, because most people do a lot of thinking, a lot of chattering, it ends up in where the energy flows the most. And then obviously that hits home and goes into the head, creating a really, I mean, I've had headaches when I was growing up. I had migraines and I'd have to be in a darkened room for a while because it was so severe, and I would see flashy lights and everything. But it's quite surprising. I learned meditation and they just slowly disappeared. Luckily me, is all I can say. There's a lot of people still, I mean, I see people with headaches, migraines, and people who have really humdingers, and I mean, they go on for days. I thought they'd finished that sort of thing with the times it went on, but obviously not. A lot of people still suffer from it. But when you do these particular points, they just slowly dissipate and disappear, which is lovely. Right, so that's the headache one. Now I'm going to go back to the relaxation.
Okay.
Then forms a signal to the brain to relax. It's like giving yourself permission. It's safe to relax now. It's you're allowing yourself to let go. In some cases, sometimes it takes next to no time for it to work. And at others, it may take a while to sort of settle in and work its way into all of the crevices in thyself before it starts working. But once it starts working, oh boy, do you notice and feel the difference. Some cases, when you do facial reflexology, especially when you work with crystals as well, you can see a noticeable difference straight away. If you're working over a client, for instance, you can notice a difference straight away. Their eyes start to shine, so their eyes open, and also their skin around here lightens. They've got darkened skin, for instance, which is good. If they have acne around this area here, you will notice, if you see them on a regular basis for treatment, all the acne or psoriasis just completely goes. Yeah. It is surprising how it works. It's not necessarily targeting headaches per se, which it is, but it's also it's going to other places that others don't reach. Okay, right, that analogy again. Like Reiki, it'll go to where it's meant to go.
Okay.
Vital energy is restored where it has been got blockages or stagnation points, not allowing it to free flow. Oh well, my guides are saying it's like having Dynarod. I would not quite say it like that, but you know, that's their version. You're flushing out your systems. That's another good way of doing it. Flushing out, that's a much better version actually, you know, guys. Flushing out the system. So that's obviously lovely, and you feel more alive.
Yeah.
So if you were to do these points, if you are watching this on replay, if you were to do this 3 times, each time you do it for intersection in threes, you will find this very, very effective.
So the calm, then the headache points, and the calm, and then repeat it again. Calm headaches, calm headaches, calm. That sort of thing. Yeah. And this is a general one.
Yep. But it's very, very effective. You frozen?
No, I'm here. I'm actually. I'm
frozen. Obviously, it's very relaxing for you, Marie, doing those.
Okay, so we can do. We'll go through like a mini relaxation using the. I'm going to use the calm points that Felicia used, and then just say what it is that you can use your own words. So, like, even though I have this headache, we can start. I'm just going to use the calm points, though. I'm not going to go through everything, because the calm, it's like you're calming yourself as you're saying these. So, even though I have this headache, this tension in my head, I deeply and completely love and respect myself. I know I'm overthinking. And that I'm mulling over problems. And it's causing this headache that I have. But I'm taking action now.
Obviously, it's working on me.
Obviously, but I'm taking action now.
Well, I'm taking action now.
Yeah. I know I can let go a lot of this energy.
I know I can let go of this energy.
That's building up in my head.
It's building up in my head.
I can give myself permission.
Give myself permission.
To release and let it go.
To release.
This tension in my head.
Tension in my head.
I can feel it. It's manifesting as a headache. But that's okay.
That's all right.
My body's talking to me.
My body's talking to me.
And I know in doing the sequence that I can release this tension.
This tension.
Like a pressure cooker.
Like a pressure cooker.
Safely releasing this tension.
Safely releasing this tension.
Releasing it and letting it go.
Releasing and letting it go.
I can allow myself to feel calm.
To feel calm.
Yeah. And in doing that, I can think more clearly.
Think more clearly.
I can allow myself to take a step back.
Allow myself to take a step back.
To see the bigger picture.
To see the bigger picture.
To take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath.
And allow these thoughts to slowly and gently be let go of. I can allow this tension to be released. This feeling of heaviness or pain in my head. It's done what it has to do.
It's done what it had to do.
It's allowing me to work on releasing and letting go. I can allow myself to feel calm. I allow myself to feel connected. I can allow myself to feel guided. With gratitude and thanks.
gratitude and thanks
for highlighting this situation to me.
for highlighting this situation for me.
I can now see it from a different perspective.
See it from a different perspective.
The answers come easily to me. I'm so grateful for this calm space. I'm truly blessed to be guided, mind, body, and spirit. That's it. Take a deep breath in, release, and let it out. And allow yourself to feel, because your head is going to feel buzzy after that, but in a different way, different from the tension that you felt before. It's very much that whole thing of it's feeling alive as opposed to under pressure.
Yeah.
And allow that energy to sit with it for a while. If you want to have a glass of water, if you want to take some time off to go for a walk, whatever it is that you feel guided to do. Listen to you, because in doing these exercises, what you're also learning to do is you're learning to be in tune with your body, recognizing what it is it's telling you. And then when you're in a position that if you want to let it go, that you have that choice, because it all comes back to you, what you choose to hold on to and what it is that you choose to let go. So thank you, Felicia. That was lovely. So it was.
Yeah. Unusual. It's usually the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, this is very much a partnership. So it is. So, it's like it's like a dance that we do together, so it's not one person or the other. It's whoever, it's whatever the spirit says, okay, it's time, it's time to step up. It's time to take, it's time to be seen. It's time to be heard. It's time to acknowledge the wisdom that you've gained from your experiences, not only during this lifetime, but what has gone before. And to relax into it. We don't, I had this whole thing in my head that, if you were following and talking about your experiences, that it was a bit like the apostles, that you were going to be persecuted. But, we're lucky to be living in the times that we are, that there are so many people out there that are awakening, and women in particular, because they've probably been the more oppressed of the two sexes, over the generations. And that's changing. So, but we want to do it in a quiet way, an empowering way. This is not the force. We're not forcing ourselves on anybody. This is for those that want to listen, that are there and hear it and listen. And those that don't, that's fine. You have to go with where you are now. And where you are now doesn't mean that's where you're going to be in 6 months' time or a year's time, because we're all moving together, and we're all finding out, we're all navigating this in our own way. So it's very much about being guided, and listening to that guidance, and to know that we don't have to do it by ourselves. We're not meant to be doing it by ourselves. We're meant to be here to support each other. And that's why in the work that we do, we work with mind, body, and spirit. So it's not always the thoughts that's in our head. It's not what it is we're feeling, but it's like what it is that we're guided. And the more we're guided, the more we're empowering ourselves. Each decision that we take that teaches us to say that it's okay to say yes, that it's okay to say no, that where your boundaries lie. Each time that you're challenged and you say no to that, you're actually taking back part of yourself. You're taking back your own power. And that's really, really, it's really, really powerful. And I'm lucky, that we do this together, because we have fun. We have fun when we're doing it. And we wouldn't be doing it, we're quite in alignment. What one picks up and then the other, so it's like, we pick up on each other and what it is that women out there need to know. And then it's up to them whether they, whether they find us, whether they access what it is we do. And it's very much about finding your own truth, because we don't have all the answers. We have the answers that work for us. I have the ones that work for me. Felicia has the ones that work for her. And you take the bits that work for you because they're the ones that, that's in alignment with you. And you go with it. Then bit between the teeth and off you go.
Oh, yes, definitely. I've just been instructed that to finish it off, I've got there's 2 crystals that I've got here that I've been asked to use. One of these is my selenite blade, which is that.
Yeah.
Is if you've got crystals, if people watch this on replay or they're watching it live, I know one person on here's got crystals, that's Jo, she's still here. And you can use this at the end of a sequence of facial reflexology. You can use the crystal, waving this around, but I'm respectful of my crystals. I do love all my crystals. But you can use, by actual fact, sweeping over from your throat and over your head. So what you're doing, any energy that's come off from applying the treatment itself to yourself, if I was to do this on clients, I would use a crystal anyway to clear away the energy. Or in actual fact, I'd also use my Himalayan bowl, or sometimes I'd use my sage. I would smudge sage over them. Carefully, by the way, because it doesn't have a habit to stick all over the place. But on the whole, I would clear away the energies that come off from that person. And then, because I'm Reiki, I'm a Reiki master and a Lemurian master, I would then seal their energies in, their new energies that they've acquired from the treatment. You then seal their energies in. So that would be like a huge little bubble they'd be in. It'd be great, because that's what you do. The crystals are very good at doing that, because you got the intention, setting the intention for them.
Absolutely. And you bring up a good point as well then, Felicia, about the whole thing of cutting ties. So that we would cut ties with you guys, that way maintaining our own, and that you also, whoever is looking at this and listening to this, it's a great way to do it. To do it before you go to bed at night, to do it, between the people that you meet during the day, even family. It's a great way because we all have energetic ties that we connect with each other. This is what draws us together, but it can also siphon off your energy. So to actually physically see yourself in the bubble, bringing in Archangel Michael, this flaming blue sword, or whomever it is that you want to, or indeed, as Felicia said, use your own crystals. I've got a wand there. It's like, bring it over, cut all the ties that connects us all together so that we keep our energy that works best for us. But also you get to keep your energy that empowers you, that you're not actually giving it away. And it's a great thing to do before you go into a meeting and when you come out of a meeting, particularly if there's a lot of, there's a lot of aggressive energy within it, because when we're sensitive, we tend to be like sponges. So we tend to feel as if we're basically being assaulted. It can feel like that when you're in an aggressive energy. So to be able to bring in that bubble of light and to do that whole thing, and also to bring in that, to use the reflexology points that we use, the acupressure points for calmness, to actually, so you get yourself into that space so that you're not already coming in being affected by the energy, but that you're actually coming in with your own energy that basically has an impact on the, the people around you, whether they realize it or not. And that's in a good way, because it's very much in an empowering way.
Yes, because when I do, as I said, about doing treatments for clients, at the end of every I teach this to my students as well, and a lot of them have been elsewhere to do training. And when I say to them, you cut cords between yourself and your client at the end of the treatment. You sealed them into their own little bubble of energy. You then cut your cords from them, and you go down as though it's like you're sweeping down. You can do it with your hands, or you can do it with a selenite blade, or any crystal that you choose. You're guided to use it, but you're cutting the cords between yourself and them, because you don't want their energies. Once they've left you, you don't want them hanging around energetically. And it's amazing how many people have said they've been elsewhere and they've not been taught that particular way to cut cords between. It's not cords, actually. It's actually an energy. You're just
Yes,
protecting
yeah,
yourself.
yeah, yeah. They look like tendrils. So they do like will o' the wisp if you were to see it. It's sort of so it's not tangible, it's energy. Yeah.
And also they say to me, it's very, very, I also teach them how to protect themselves as well, which is quite easy by
Yeah.
tapping on meridians, but that's another way of doing that's something else I'm doing at the moment. I'm doing an actual course on that, so it'll be wonderful how that works out. But yeah, so I teach my students this, and they're quite surprised because when they've been elsewhere, they haven't been taught. And they say, now we understand. When my clients have gone, by the end of the day, I've either got a sick headache, I feel really dizzy, I feel
Yeah.
very ungrounded, I'm unbalanced, I don't feel right, and I don't, now I can understand why, because I've obviously gained all of their energies they've left behind. They've gone off merrily, leaving me with their
yeah, and I think everybody has an experience of speaking to somebody, coming away actually feeling exhausted because you've had a download from the other person, and you come away going, oh my God, feeling as if you've been wrung out, and they go away like quite happily, and they're doing it unconsciously. This is not something that they're doing consciously, but that, and it might be just something that they're going through, but they have a listening ear, and that's why the importance of protecting yourself when you're working, when you're working with people, because you are opening up to what it is that they want to share with you, and that, that's working on many, many levels. So protecting yourself while maintaining, and it's why I love the whole heart connection, because it's working from a space where it's love. So it's not about control or manipulation or anything like that. So it's very much heart. And
yeah, as you were saying about heart crystals, this is mine.
Okay.
I mean, every time I show this to people, they go gasp, as much as say, what is it? Is it a crystal? And I said, well, it is a crystal, but it's a herkimer. And they look at me and they say, no way, is that herkimer? It's so big.
Yeah.
And they gasp and they say, how can you have such a big, this sort of size?
Yeah, diamonds. Yeah,
And I said, well, I'm lucky to have 3 of these, and I work with them. I actually work with them with my Lemurian seed crystal, and they absolutely heart, clearing your heart out and bringing so much love into your heart, yourself. It is amazing, especially in meditation anyway.
To feel, to allow, but can you, when you feel that love, you have to feel it for yourself. Mm-hmm. Before you can share it, so you can, so that whole thing of you have to open it so that you can know how it works, and the blessings that it brings when you're working with the women that you're working with, or the men, or whoever it is. For me, it's women, but like to know, and because it gives you insight and understanding and awareness of, what it is that they're going through, but it also gives you the empathy and understanding, but also what it is, if they choose to, what it is that they can do. And, life is a process. So you can, we tend to do things in stages, and we can, it's which one I've discovered as well, that, working short, so 6 to 8 weeks, can have a massive impact, a lot more than if you're working for 3 to 6 months. That you sometimes need just that strategic help and support. So, for, say, over the next day, so Christmas and the New Year, 2 massive times of the year where all the crap will come up, all the joy, all the happiness, all the peace, and all that magic, that happens too. But if you're going through a big life challenge, it's going to bring up the issues. And I don't know whether you heard, I was saying earlier on, the Divine Matrix. I'm reading that book at the moment, and one of the things that he said, and I thought it was lovely, he said, when somebody goes through something like, we will have been through our own dark night of the soul, when they've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, when they're actually helping and supporting somebody else go through it, it's actually easier. So they're making the path easier for the person that they're actually working with. And I think a big thing is the reassurance that this is okay, that it's okay to feel this way, that it's okay when you're ready, that you can let this go, that it's okay, You know, so it's like you can, if you want to, you can get rid of anger and resentment and fear. And so all of those issues that, you know, that we go through when we're going through a challenge, particularly because we feel we have no control over it, you know, that we, and like the triggers will come up. Somebody will do somebody will say something, and that trigger will trigger something within you. But if you've got somebody there on your side that can actually help you process that, and so much faster, it means that the healing journey is faster for them. They don't have to go to the depths that you went through or I went through, because, you know, they don't have to go there, because we've already done that to a certain extent for them, you know, so that they can actually, you know, that they can, you know, that they don't have to. And that's the beauty of what it is, the journey that we've picked for ourselves, that we, you know, that we chose this. We chose this so that we can make it easier for others. But in doing our own stuff, we've now at a stage where it's easier for us as well.
Yes. Well, it wasn't for me on Tuesday. Let's put it that
No,
way.
no. But that's one day out. But that's one day, Felicia, out of, you know, 365, you know, so that we don't have to be suffering 365 days. We don't.
On the other hand, when I woke up yesterday morning and then obviously went to have my hair done, that obviously put a real good spark in my my vibe, in other words.
Yeah,
my vibe
totally.
sort of
And
went
the
through the
importance.
roof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Raises your vibe. You know, looking at something that's funny, you know, getting your hair done, you know, doing things that give you pleasure. Don't underestimate it, you know. Good meal,
Celebrate it.
nice glass of wine, time with friends, having a laugh, good movie, good book, anything, whatever it is. Spending time with your family, connect with your family. Don't connect with your family, you know, because one can be as important as the other. Yeah.
Or the other version for me is you get guided to go and sort the compost heap out.
Back to the earth. Don't underestimate it. You know, back into grounding. And that's, you know, you were saying that you felt ungrounded. What better way than to actually, you know, to feel it between your fingers, or to, you know, to feel the earth between your, you know, your feet, that grounding energy. Absolutely fabulous, as always, my darling. Yeah. What is it that we're going to, do we know what we're going to do next?
I think we'll do, because we've done allergies, haven't we? I'm gonna ask my guides what we're gonna do, because all right,
we've done 3 now.
I think we're going to do eyes. I don't know why. Oh no, kidneys.
Kidneys. Okay.
Because kidneys are to do with vital life force.
Okay, I'd say kidneys and then eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
So we know what it is that we're going to do the next 2. So it'll be kidneys next, and then eyes. So when do you want to do the next one?
Should we do it at the same time next week?
Yeah, we can do that.
So if we keep it to a Thursday, might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Unless
excellent. Thursday at 2. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Then.
Okay.
Bye
for everyone, and thanks to anybody who's looking at us and joining us now and in the future. It was an absolute pleasure. My heart to yours with love. Goodbye, my darling. Bye. Bye. So end. Are you ashamed?